right. So that was a little bit of information that has some scientific support that also supports 100% that statement in the Bible. Now let's speak about the ramifications of that statement. Now we know as one individual, your conscience cannot alter the whole world, okay? But the collective consciousness of many individuals can begin to alter a greater and greater amount of space. So let's just look at these three dots right here and just say, hypothetically, this is the past. And this represents a small group of individuals that are promoting this false doctrine. They are a part of this Illuminati hidden information mystery religion. Okay? And there are very few small groups of them. They do not represent the majority on this planet. The energy is in place still, but they are seeking to distort that energy. So the only way that they can initiate the beginning of the distortion of the macro part of the energy is to initiate it on the micro, and that's where the individual ritual comes into place. The ritual is the procedure that creates the energy flow so that they can either open or close these portals. But once again, it's only on the micro, so it can only affect the bringing about of these beings into their immediate presence, and it cannot affect the totality of bringing their presence to the world. But that is the goal that they are working on, and that is the goal of the occult, and it is the goal of the ritual, from the micro to the macro. So these individual groups, through their manipulation, have begun to spread. Okay? And so now we have many groups. The more groups, or the more individuals, or the more collective consciousness that is deceived into this false doctrine, the greater ability do they have to affect space. Now, at this point, they have not been able to completely affect or distort the geometry that's in place that is binding these spirits from bringing themselves to the physical plane, to manifesting their energy from this imprisonment, this geometrical imprisonment, to manifest on the physical plane. They still can't do it, but they are increasingly more brought about in diverse regions. And that doctrine, that false doctrine that these beings who are brought up in these ceremonies, that through these incantations they bring these beings back out from these hidden realms, well, more information is given. The more information is given, the more false doctrine is accepted. The more people begin to be affected, and eventually the consciousness of the planet has accelerated. So now we have a totality of consciousness on the planet, that it has affected all of the countries, that it has affected all of the world leaders. Whether they admit this to you or not, behind the scenes, they are secretly working for this revelation of these beings on this world. So the collective consciousness has grown throughout the ages by the manipulation of the free will of individuals. But over time, now this free will is a collective consciousness of the majority. And so this distortion that we have is beginning to take place. And that no longer is this seal being allowed to hold itself up. And of course we have the shifting of the poles, the anomalous weather patterns, and the magnetic field are becoming down, which is telling you that they have almost completed, and that they are about to reveal themselves to the world. I'll be back.